In this video, I'm going to tell you guys the truth about wholesaling real estate. I know I talk a lot about it on my channel, and I try to keep it as real as possible with you guys so you know the ins and outs, because I know that if I'm learning something, I definitely want to learn all the good and all the bad that comes with it, so I know exactly what I'm getting myself into. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are similar. So if you're thinking about getting started in wholesaling real estate, make sure you stay tuned for this whole video, because you might learn some of the challenges that most people don't talk about. And if you're already involved in real estate wholesaling, then I'm sure you can relate. So what's up, you guys? My name is Lillian Chukwueze. If you're new to my YouTube channel, welcome to the family. I drop multiple videos a week all about real estate, entrepreneurship, and investing. So if any of those topics interest you, subscribe to my channel and please hit the notification bell so you don't miss when I drop the next video. And of course, don't forget to like this video. So the first thing I want to let you guys know is that, wholesaling real estate is hard, actually. A lot of people make it look easy. And I mean, if you look at my channel, I might make it look easy too. I mean, that's not my intention, but a lot of gurus definitely make it look easier than it actually is. So honestly, guys, all the information that you see and you learn and you listen to, gotta kind of take it with a grain of salt and understand that, it takes a lot more effort than what it looks. I pretty much got started by watching a guy named Mark Whitten. He was the first introduction into my wholesaling career. I actually bought his course. It was like, I don't know, $20 a month for like 3 months. It was very, very minimal cost. And he pretty much laid out the foundation of what wholesaling is and how to basically profit and, make a lot of money doing it. But what I realized about his course is that it was more so just like deal by deal type of thing. Whereas though when I came across Max Maxwell, who was the next person that I was introduced to by my brother, Max definitely had more of a business behind it. But Mark definitely is the one that sparked the interest and showed me the capabilities and the possibilities of wholesaling real estate. And then when I saw Max Maxwell, I was like, oh my God, like this can be a business. Like I can do, turn this into a 6-7 figure business. So that's pretty much when we took off, when we started taking the action of Max Maxwell's 30-day challenge, as some of you who have been following my journey may know. So we basically took off from Max Maxwell's 30-day challenge, which is really cool. But that leads me into my next point of stop chasing deals and focus on building a business. Honestly, chasing that first deal is great, but once you realize after you get it that you have to keep doing the same thing in order to get more, that's when you realize that you need to actually build a business and like build systems around, the way that you found that first deal. So it's really important to actually, after you get your first deal or whatever, even before that, you can start focus on actually building a business out of this thing, because what you want to be able to do is build something that's repeatable, which is how, things go from just a side-off, a one-off thing to an actual business. So focus on actually building a business out of this and not just chasing one deal at a time, because that'll ensure that you basically go from a 9-to-5 to a 9-to-9. You don't want to just go from having a regular job to just slaving over your own business. You want to build your actual business so you can start working on it and not in it all the time. So another thing that people kind of skip over on is the fact that you have to spend a lot of money in marketing dollars. The reason why wholesaling is such a profitable business is because you're pretty much selling your product, which is, the contract, to an investor who will pay a lot of money for you to do all the legwork, which is marketing and finding these distressed properties, getting them under contract, negotiating with sellers, and bringing them to the end buyer. These cash buyers will pay a premium because simply they don't have the time to go out and find these deals themselves, or they just simply don't have the desire to do so. And that's why marketing dollars are important for you to factor into your business, because a lot of people don't talk about, like, you can definitely even get a couple deals without putting too much marketing money, into your business. But at some point, in order to make it a repeatable, sustainable business, you will have to reinvest and put money into your marketing to make sure you're hitting a certain amount of people to actually translate to a certain amount of deals. And I think a lot of people underestimate that. Honestly, if I was just getting started, I would actually like to get started with some money first, because it'll make it a little bit easier. Another thing that people need to know when they're getting into wholesaling, another truth is that, just like any other business, you're gonna get a lot of no's before you get a yes. But in wholesaling, I feel like you're gonna get a lot more no's than the typical business, because you gotta understand, when it comes to wholesaling real estate, you're looking for discounted properties that you can purchase on a discount. It could be a 30, 40, 50% discount. But you gotta understand, most homeowners are not willing to sell their house for a discount. There's only 5% of homeowners in the market that will sell their house for a discount. So you gotta understand, 5% out of 100 people, only 5 of them are gonna say yes to you. Out of 500, only 10. So you gotta understand that it's a numbers game. You gotta know that there's gonna be a lot more no's than there will be yeses. But if you have the persistence to get through the no's, that yes can lead to a big check or multiple big checks. Another truth is that not every deal closes. Now, you went through all this pain of, driving for dollars or marketing, doing this, that, and the third, and you finally get a deal under contract, you negotiated with the seller, you feel good about yourself because you got them to sign it, you're ready to market it, you actually find a buyer, and you get to title, and the deal does not close for whatever reason because title issues, seller backs out, whatever the case is. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why deals won't close. I mean, even people will cut you out of deals. There's just so many different things. So you gotta understand that not every deal will close and you gotta be okay with that. But obviously your objective is to get as many deals closed after you get that contract signed because you put in a lot of work to get that contract signed. But some things just blow up and you can't really help it. Another truth with wholesaling is that you can spend a lot of time, you can spend a lot of money, and you can still get no deals. Like any business, there's a lot of tweaks that you have to make in order to be able to make it, repeatable and sustainable. So in the beginning, if you really don't know what you're doing, if you're kind of just, shooting things and seeing what sticks, it may be hard for you to actually get a deal. But understand, like anything else, if you don't give up, you give yourself the highest chance of, actually getting a deal. But honestly, if you have the expectation that it's gonna take a little bit of time, it's gonna take some money to actually get these deals, I think you'll set yourself up a little bit better than most people who think that they can just come in, get a deal in a couple weeks and, be a millionaire. And understand in the wholesaling business or in the real estate business in general, so yeah, you may have dry spells until you really dial your systems in. The thing about the moment that your business turns from a side hustle to an actual business is when you're able to really get these systems dialed in and you see that it's now repeatable and it's happening on a monthly basis. So you really dial in, how many people you need to call in order to get, 3 deals a month. Once you kind of get those KPIs and everything dialed in, you give yourself a better chance of being able to actually create a business. But until then, just know your business may be up and down. And even if you do dial those things in, it still may be up and down because that's life and that's business. But the point is to have more highs than you do lows. Another truth about wholesaling is that it's very, very competitive because honestly, everybody and their mama knows how to wholesale. You see all these different videos, all these different podcasts. I mean, literally everybody knows how to wholesale. So before you get involved, honestly, I wouldn't even think too hard about competition, but know that moving forward, you gotta, equip yourself with some type of competitive edge in order to kind of keep these deals flowing. Like for myself, I think my competitive edge is being able to understand creative financing and providing sellers, different options other than just cash. Because if you're only sticking to just cash, you're really gonna have a hard time in this game. But if you're able to, help them list their property, because I'm also an agent, so I can provide them, a listing if their property's in really good shape and they, if they want to list it with the agent, I can provide them with that solution. I can provide them with creative financing offers, which is really my favorite. Being able to take over their mortgage, get them monthly payments, until they're cashed out. Taking it over subject to or taking it over via, paying them on seller financing, lease option, whatever the case is. I have a lot of different solutions to provide to these sellers, and I think you should figure out what your competitive edge will be too, because cash can't be the only thing that you offer these sellers. And if you guys don't know anything about creative financing, I made a video called Creative Financing Explained. I will link it down below and up top, so make sure you check that video out to get a good understanding of what that is and how you can help your sellers. Now, this is a big truth right here. A lot of people want to know, this is more so for people that are already involved in wholesaling. When they see a deal or when they see somebody get a deal and it's like some big check, they always ask, well, what did you do to get that deal? Like, what's the best form of marketing? Honestly, guys, just like my mentor says, the best form of marketing is consistency. When you get into this game, you realize there's so many different ways to do different things, and you kind of get your mind gets caught up in all these different things. It's called the shiny object syndrome. You learn how to cold call, you learn how to text, you learn how to RVM, you know how to do the bandit signs, you know how to drive for dollars, all these different things, and you're doing all these different things at once, and you're not really paying attention to what's actually working. And since you're putting, 20% here, 20% here, 20% here, instead of just doing that, you should really focus on putting 100% into one form of marketing that you can be consistent with for about 3 to 6 months, because those are really the times that you're able to dial in your KPIs and figure out what's working within that one marketing channel, and you'll be able to scale from there. But if you're not able to, hone in on one marketing form, and you jump into all these other things, you will get scatterbrained and your business will be scattered as well. So the best form of marketing is consistency. Remember that, guys. And please learn that lesson from me, because me and my partner saw early success when we first started. You know, we got deals within the first like 2-3 months, and they were big deals, so we just started, you know, doing everything else. We literally went from cold calling to starting to implement RVMs to text messages. We even did mail. We did all these things and we did not keep track of anything. So we don't know what was working and what wasn't working. We knew things weren't working because we were just throwing money and everything, and that's never a good thing. So until you get one marketing channel dialed in, don't move on to the next, because you'll just go crazy. So those are a couple of the negative truths, but I mean, at the end of the day, all of that is outweighed by all the great things that comes with wholesaling real estate. I mean, there's so many great things to it. All of that doesn't really matter. I mean, think about it. There's literally no barrier of entry to get involved. You literally just need some hustle. As I told you guys earlier, obviously you need marketing dollars to sustain a business, but you don't need marketing dollars to get started. So there's really no barrier of entry. I did make a video about wholesaling being illegal in Philadelphia, which really just means that you need a wholesaling license, which is $200. But other than that, besides Philadelphia and I think just Illinois, you can pretty much wholesale anywhere without any type of license or anything, any type of paperwork to get started. And I'll put the link to that video up above and down below so you guys can check that out. So yeah, you just really need some hustle to get started. You can make a lot of money in a short period of time, but again, don't get too caught up in that because it doesn't always happen, but it can. And there's pretty much no limitations to wholesaling. I mean, you can wholesale as many properties as you want. I mean, as I told you guys, the great thing about this in any business is that it can lead to freedom if you put in the proper systems. And honestly, it gives you a lot of experience with different types of, when it comes to different aspects of real estate. I mean, you're definitely gonna learn a lot about the construction and the repairs when it comes to real estate. And honestly, wholesaling, I really think is the foundation because it is literally the art of sourcing deals. And if you're able to find good deals, you could pretty much have tons of different exit strategies that'll make you money on the back end. Yeah, so it can lead to so many other things. I mean, you could flip it, you could buy and hold it to rent it out. You can do Airbnb, that's really hot. I mean, assisted living, you can do creative financing, as I mentioned before. So many different things, but it all comes down to being able to find that deal. And that's where wholesaling comes in. And again, I really just think it's the foundation. I hope this video was helpful, guys. If it was, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. I talk all about real estate, entrepreneurship, and investing. So if any of those topics interest you, definitely hit the notification bell so you get alerted when I drop the next video. And also, please follow me on my favorite social media channels, Instagram and TikTok. And I'll leave a link for those in the description as well. Until next time, guys, stay safe, stay blessed.